have here tonight one of the producers of the film, Ofer Naim. Ofer, thank you for being here. Ofer, I wanted to start off. I had a very specific question. I'm going to put you on the spot here a little bit. Ofer works for a company called United King. For those not familiar with United King, you've seen their logo at the front of any Israeli movie you've ever seen, probably in the last 15 years. They are the largest, really only major distribution company in Israel. They own a lot of the cinemas in Israel, and they put more into Israeli cinema than any other group. And Ofer's one of a major producer there, putting out a lot of films, and a lot of the films that you'll see at Lincoln Plaza and see reviews in the New York Times come out of the work of this company, of United King, and this movie too, which has its place. Where does this, when an organization as big as United King is making its decisions, and you decide to produce a film like this, which is an extremely successful film, how does that decision come about? Where does that work within your business plan?
Yes, first of all, thank you for coming to this movie. It's all began, I think, with me 6 years ago. We decided to shooting a movie that called Kicking Out Shoshana. Kicking Out Shoshana,
that starred Gal Gadot.
With Gal Gadot. And we decided to do it for the summer, comedy, a huge comedy, and it's become success. And from then, we made every year, every summer, a big comedy, or one or two, and it seemed to be good for the crowd. And I think where is dangers and a country with dangers, and every night is there news. It's good to do some relaxing with comedy, and this has become true.
Absolutely, I think this is a great example of a thriving industry. That there are people who are interested in comedies and can make films successful in Israel. They will come to movies. Israel, 15 years ago, Israelis didn't come to movies. And now they're coming to movies, and there's a market for it, and businesses feel this is something worth investing in, and that's a great thing to see.
The problem is that in our country, the foundation that give money to make movies, they didn't like comedy. They want us to do a movie about war and soldiers and something like this.
Maybe Holocaust, maybe.
Maybe Holocaust, yes. For comedy, they didn't give any money. Now, in the past 2 years, they decided to change and give us some money to do a big comedy. And I hope that they gave us in the future.
So what do you look for in comedies in Israel today? There was a time in the 70s Israel had a little bit of some films that would come out that were comedies. There was even in the 80s also a group of comedies that kind of came out. When you're looking for the Israeli audience mostly for a comedy, what are kind of the things that you know you're looking for?
I think in the past the comedy was successful because this not was a TV, and everybody goes to the cinema. Today I think they ask for comedy with big talents that they could see them at the theatrical. And this is the difference between now between the comedy in the TV and the comedy in the cinema.
Big talents. Let me ask you specifically about this film. Where did you shoot it, first of all? They were all there. I don't know how many of you are familiar, but these are some great talent there. How was working on the set? I mean, Oz Zahavi, who plays the lead role of the executive of the what was this director, the head of the company. He's hysterical throughout the entire movie and so charismatic. He's got that smile on his face the whole movie. Tell us a little bit about working on set and how that.
First of all, we're shooting in a place that called Timna Park. Timna Park. It's half hour before Elat. It's looking like Sinai, I think. It's a wonderful place if you visit in Israel. And yes, Oz Zahavi and Oshri Cohen and Shlomi, they are all big talents in Israel. I think Oz was read the script and love it, and that's why he did it.
So you really felt some amazing energy from him. Are there any questions, thoughts, comments from the audience? You loved it. It's good. This is the second comedy, I guess. Actually, we've shown a few comedies. We showed Yismach Hatani, Women's Balcony, which is out in theaters now.
Yesterday, it was a big comedy too.
And last night, Yellow Tov Yerushalayim, Mr. Predictable, also a comedy. And the American audience, who's also, I think, used to taking a certain film from Israel, have responded very strongly to the comedies too. So that's good to hear. So where can people see see this movie? This one doesn't have an American distributor.
No. I think American, they had a movie like this in their own language. They don't need movies like this.
The Hangover. But
Kicking Out Shoshana is going to be released in...
Remade, right?
Remake, yeah.
Kicking Out Shoshana, which is the last film by this director. And it's going to have a remake. But we hope to have this on our streaming site sometime in the future. And other Israeli comedies of this genre and vein are already up there. And I think we even have some films by the same director. There's a question up on top.
Okay. How many writers did it take to do the comedy? And secondly, how much was improvised by the actors?
Just one man wrote this movie. It's called Roy. And I think just Oz Zahavi, the big character, is Tuli and Muli. This one this one was right on the script. Yeah. This joke, he made it in the movie.
And just as a final question, so the reactions in Israel, tell us, this was a huge hit in the box office?
Yeah, huge hit. Every summer we are release. This summer we have also a big comedy that...
What's the film for the summer?
It's called, in Hebrew is כמעט מפורסמת, in English is Almost Famous.
You might have to change the name. I think there is an Almost Famous already. But hopefully we'll have it here next year.
I hope to.
Okay. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Ofer.